All right. Hello, good morning, good evening, and good night. I hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic because today we're going to be making a video on low versus high yielding dividends, but we're taking it all the way. We're looking at 5 different stocks and ETFs at various different dividend ranges. And what we're going to be doing is we are going to be comparing them in terms of their total monthly income. What I have is achievable markers. We have $1,000 of, let's say, your own money invested into each of these dividend levels at $1,000, $4,000, $10,000, and then $50,000 to show you the differences between low and high yielding dividends. And what I've done here is I have AllianceBernstein, ticker symbol AB, as kind of our marker for our low dividends. It's at 7.96%. So it's not by any means a low dividend, but when we're comparing it to Apple, NFLY, MSTY, these are all high yielding dividends. And so what I want to do here is I want to show what a single digit yielding really stock, what kind of dividend it pays on a monthly basis based on different share prices. And then we'll go up and we'll see how each performs and what really $1,000, $4,000, $10,000, and $50,000 could turn into in terms of monthly income. So if that does sound good, we're currently up to 6,025 subscribers, 473 subscribers in the past 28 days. That is awesome. Thank you very much. I'm going to be coming out with new videos every single day on some pretty interesting dividend topics to keep you guys entertained, interested, and as well fill you guys in on all of your investments, because I invest in YMAX and a couple different YieldMax ETFs. But nonetheless, let's get into this video because we're talking about some monthly income, which is always very exciting. So our first stock, which is a stock, ticker symbol AB, AllianceBernstein, that we're going to look at, what we're going to do is I've taken our $1,000 here. And what I've done is I've divided it by the share price. So we start off with $1,000 just to show you what I'm doing here. We're going to divide it by AllianceBernstein share price, which is $37.43. So we're going to divide 37.43. Boom. What is this? This gives us our total shares. We have 26 total shares. I'm just going to round down for the total shares just to kind of make everything okay. But we have 26 shares here. We're going to multiply it by their dividend. Now, AllianceBernstein, they pay out roughly about $3 every single year. They pay out a quarterly dividend. But because we're looking at a monthly basis, I've just divided it by 12, and this is the number that we get, roughly 25 cents. So what we'll do here is we're going to multiply by that number, which is 2.248. And this is going to give us our monthly income from a $1,000 investment, $6.63. If I can click out here, boom, $6.63. And what we're going to do is I'm not just going to go through all of the low yielding. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go step by step, because now we have Apple with a 25% dividend. And what would a 25% dividend if you invested $1,000? You could probably guess this one, but we're going to do the calculation just to be absolutely certain. So we got $1,000. We're going to divide that by Apple's share price, which is $17.15. Boom. We'll do 17.15. Oh, we got to add the division symbol in there. Boom. 17.15. Okay. So this is our total shares. 58 shares. Let's put that in right here. 158 times 0.3428 times 0.3428. Awesome. Okay. What we can do here, something like this. 2, 8. Awesome. Boom. Okay, cool. So we're looking at about $20 in terms of monthly income, which, if you did the calculation, potentially about somewhere about there, because $250 every single year on $1,000, that's roughly what that dividend yield works out to. Cool. Now we're jumping to NFLY. And this first one's going to be interesting because it really shows us the potential of $1,000 with these different yielding markers. And you can see here already, we started at 8%. We got about $6.50 in terms of dividends. We bumped it up to 25%. We're already at $20 every single month in terms of income. And we could talk about what $20 and $6 could pay, but let's jump to the next. We have NFLY at $17.79. So we'll do that now. 1,000 divided by 17.79. Boom. So that gives us 56 shares right here. 0.56, but we multiply it by a higher dividend, which is 79.29. Those are cents times 0.7929. Let's see what we get. Okay, so we're up to 44.57. So you could see here, so 44.57. We've now, because we've bumped up our dividend so significantly, we're already up to $44 in monthly income. This is off a $1,000 investment. And for MSTY, what I've done is the dividend's actually a lot higher. It comes in almost at 200%. But the thing is, that's not exactly true because they paid out such a massive dividend. I wanted to take an average because we want consistent monthly income. Of course, when you're dealing with YieldMax investments, they are up and down and they are all over the place. I say Appley is one of the most consistent payers. In my opinion, MSTY definitely all over the place, but $2.50 would be considered an average for MSTY. So what I'll do here is I'll take $1,000 and we're going to divide that by MSTY's current share price, which we have 27.51. This is going to be interesting here. So 27.51, boom. Okay, cool. We have 36 shares. Bump that in right here. 36, and we are going to multiply that by 2.5. That is our dividend every single month that we receive. So we're up to $90.88. $90.88. Boom. Okay, so just kind of looking over the first marker here, the number of shares, you can kind of see, like, it of course is important, but what is really more important is your current investment and exactly how much they're paying in dividends. That is showing you how $1,000 at 8%, roughly about $6.50. $1,000 at 26%, roughly about $20 a month. You have $1,000 at 58%, $44 a month. And if you were to invest in MSTY, roughly an average yield about 109%, $1,000 roughly turns into $90 every single month. So why don't we bump up this target? What we can do, I think 10,000 is going to be very simple. We don't really need to do 10,000. We just need to multiply by 10 from 1,000. So I'm going to do that right now, 66.63. So we can kind of see, okay, where we're at for that marker. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to do the 50,000. I think the 4,000, we could do it. Well, we'll see how we feel. So we have this one here for 4.57. And then we have $908.80. Okay, cool. And this one here, actually, this is incorrect because it should be 5.70. Okay, cool. Now we kind of skipped over the 4,000 here, but because we had the 10,000 up and it's very similar, and I want to kind of show you guys here, if we're multiplying our shares, we'd have 260, we'd have 580, we'd have 560, and then we have 360. Cool. So when looking at a $10,000 investment for each one, this really kind of shows, okay, how the dividends are so powerful when we talk about high yielding. If you're looking for monthly income, you have an 8% dividend with $10,000 earning you roughly about $66 a month. We jump ahead now to a 26% dividend earning you $200 a month on a $10,000 investment. Now you look at a 58% dividend earning you $400 a month on $10,000. And this is, I know this to be true because I hold YMAX. I hold over $10,000, but I earn over $445 every single month from YMAX. Then we have MSTY with a 109% dividend on $10,000. We're earning $900 every single month. Of course, MSTY is pretty volatile, but it's a YieldMax ETF, which is actually trended up over time, up 35% and paying out a current distribution rate of 200%, which is insane. What I would like to do here is I'd actually like to go ahead and do our $50,000 calculation rather than our $4,000 calculation. Just because what we do in order to get this $4,000 calculation is we just basically take 6.63 and we multiply it by 4, because 1,000 times 4 is $4,000. We have 26.52, and you can see here that even with, okay, $4,000 is a significant investment. It's a pretty decent investment if you're just getting started to earn $26 a month. It's not super motivating. But what if you're going for income? You're looking at Appley with $4,000 invested, dollars here turns into $80. And if we're looking at NFLY here, we have 400. We have $44.57. We'll do that here. 44.57 times 4. We get $178.28. So we got 178.28. So you can kind of see here, wow, like $1,000 is something that I'm pretty sure most people could potentially invest and could potentially try. It might be a week's salary, it might be 2 weeks salary, it might even be a month's worth of saving in order just to give it a shot. But you could see here, if your $1,000 could earn you potentially $40 every single month, it's something to potentially look into. Of course, you have to keep in mind you have share price depreciation with some of these ETFs, but the income is definitely there. Now we're going to our last one here, which is MSTY. We have $90.88. We're going to multiply that by 4, 9.88 times 4, boom, $336. So $363.52. Pardon me, 63.52. So this is very interesting. A $4,000 investment into MSTY has produced a $300 dividend yield, which I think is insane. This is maybe a fund where if you're able to jump in and get it at a very good price, it might be something. Imagine you potentially purchase this on margin. Extremely risky. Not saying that's this is not financial advice by any means, but look, that is insane. $4,000 to turn into roughly $300 every single month is pretty crazy. Now we go to our final marker. Now, here's the big shebang. This is what we see, because a lot of times you're investing a lot of money into lower yield investments because they're generally viewed as safer. They compound over time. And one thing is, a lot of these income plays like Aptly, NFLY, they're for income. They're not for growth over time. But lower yielding investments such as AllianceBernstein could potentially be viewed as that, because you could see here over its history, it's produced a 1,300% return. But now when we go here, what we'll do is we'll take our $50,000 right here, $50,000, and we're going to divide that by the share price, 37.43. This is our total shares, 1,335. We're going to bump that in there. 1,335. We're going to multiply that by times 0.248. Boom. $331 every single month, which is still fantastic. Understand, this is a decent amount of money. $50,000, a pretty substantial portion of money, but we are earning a stable $331. Now we move on to Aptly. We take again our $50,000. We are going to divide it by 17.15. As we can see here, this is the share price, 17.15. Boom. 2,915 shares. Cool. 2,915. We're going to multiply that by 34.28 times 0.3428. Let's see what we get. We get, oh, look at that. It's almost 1,000 right on. We get 999.41 42 cents. 999.42. Cool. So with $50,000 invested into Aptly, we're approaching that $1,000 a month marker. And Aptly has proven time and time again to be extremely consistent with its dividend payments. If anything, 25% is actually on its lower side. And Aptly, as of the full past year, is only down about 6% while paying these 26% dividend. Cool. So now we move on to NFLY. NFLY, we have our $50,000 investment. That is our standard. That is our kind of benchmark here that we're going off of. Cool. We're going to divide that by 17.79. Awesome. This is our total shares, 2,810. Kind of close to Aptly, 2,810, but of course the dividend much higher, 79.29. So we'll multiply that by 0.7929. Bam, $2,228.50. I'm going to see that again, 2,228.50, 2,228.50. Bam. Awesome. Cool. No need to enter there. Now we're going to our last marker, which is MSTY, and we'll do a full kind of overview of all the dividends paid out here just in a moment. I really appreciate if you stuck around to the end. Give a subscribe if you're with us so far. We're pushing through here. Let's do it. So a $50,000 investment, MSTY being the very last one. Let's get this done nice and quick here. Boom. We're going to divide this by 2751. Cool. Okay, 27.51. Awesome. Boom. This is our total shares. 1,817 shares. Okay, cool. 1817. Awesome. Times 2.5. This is going to be a huge monthly income right here. We're looking at $4,543.80. 4543.80. Okay, boom. This is our total right here in terms of looking from our low to medium, even more medium, then to our high yielding dividend investments. And as you could see, when you're looking for a lower yielding investment, it's generally for more stable income and growth in the underlying over the long term. Whereas MSTY, NFLY, although producing a little bit of growth in MSTY, it's mainly for income. YMAX ETFs are generally to provide income on stocks and underlying stocks that don't generally pay dividends. So you're only really investing for the price returns and to receive income from those plays. And when we look at Alliance Bernstein, you can see here 1,000 to 50,000. The markers here aren't crazy. You're looking at $6, $26, $66, $300. But when we bump up our dividends, we're going $20, $80, $200, $1,000 in terms of monthly income. Then we bump up to 58%. A lot of YieldMax investments are yielding around the 60 to 80% marker. So this NFLY dividend is not something special in terms of a YieldMax investment. We're looking at $1,000, $4,000, $10,000, $50,000. We're going $44, $179, $445, and then over $2,000 with $50,000 investment. This you could obviously reinvest your $2,000 and buy a lot more shares, a ton more shares to earn you even more money next month and continue to add. And then you finally have MSTY with 109% dividend yield, earning you 90, 300, 900. So with only a $10,000 investment, you could almost be earning $1,000 a month. And with a $50,000 investment, you could definitely pay a lot of bills with $4,500. Wow. This was a whole video just to kind of show you the power and the difference between low income plays versus a YieldMax strategy, which produces obviously high returns and high income for your portfolios. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, we're up to 6,025 subscribers. I appreciate you making it all the way through to the end here. This was a fun video for me to kind of take my time and go through with you. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.